Hey guys, listening to the McAllister Hours podcast, audio only episode today, solo episode. I really apologize for the lack of a proper episode. We were going to do something earlier in the weekend today, Molly and I, but we're going to be doing that for a later episode because I have been getting over a cold. I don't know if you can tell. It's weird because, we're just getting out of school and school's out for summer for the almost 27-year-old podcast host. Still going to getting out of school for the summer. But this isn't a bad thing by me, because it's like DMAC is really a hobby. Haven't you noticed that? Because, there isn't really a whole lot to do out here in Iowa. There really, really, really isn't. You drink, you do your drugs, you fuck. That's really all there is to do out here. You go to church. And, some people are literally just so boring. They will just go to DMAC for fun. Like, it's a hobby for them. Like, it's hilarious seeing the spread array of people between the people who are like me, sucking the grants and doing everything they can with school versus like the Karen mother who is just bored, who is divorced, her kids don't talk to her, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna fulfill this glaring hole in my life with a DMAC class. And that's what so many people end up doing. But anyways, yeah. That's what we're in the midst of, wrapping that up. So yeah, that kind of sucked having a cold. I got addicted to coffee because I just was just trying to fix the soreness in my throat. Yeah, this is gonna be a short one, guys. I apologize. I've been wrapping up with finals. We did the rewind episode with Lolo, and that was kind of why we did that. But already looking into the schedule ahead, we got guests packed through June, actually through the end of June. Not including the break that we're gonna be taking, because this is a lot of shit, guys. Doing all this for you motherfuckers. Coming here twice a week, bringing new content. But I really have to shout out Jake Trumper. I don't agree with all his politics. I don't agree with, whatever. But I love what they're doing there at the LAS network. I think more people need to do that. And really, the reason I'm shouting him out is he really got me on that TikTok trend. And it's been really great seeing that blow up. And because Molly, the podcast slave, is always showing me TikToks about whatever meaningless flow garbage comes through. But I refuse. I refuse to do trend. I refuse to take the 10-second song and do the trend and have that be my pathway. It's strictly podcast clips. And Molly was asking me, she's like, would you ever do skits? I was like, I would do one skit that I know would get me banned. The only skit I would do is if I was interviewing people who and pretending to be people with disabilities. Just a guest comes in, it's like, oh, this is Down syndrome, and then he's deaf, and then it's just so that was my skit idea. That was the rational thing that had the only skit that had come to mind for me in terms of doing something comedic for TikTok. My brain is just not in that format. The like, what is it? The 10-second clips where it's 9 seconds of build up, then it's the second of the girl in her bikini. You know, how many 10-year-olds do you think are just finding those little 10-second clips of these second clips of women, freezing them and just jerking off to that clip? No, that's like my old school way of thinking. Now they just go to Pornhub. That's the really sad thing. They can just type in, in 10 seconds, they can see a girl dripping, whose pussy dripping and spilling all over the floor. And like an 8-year-old can see that. This is the great Ray Coleman McAllister. What the fuck's going on? Gosh. Well, this is a fun. I'm so sorry to the listener. So sorry for the listener. This whole thing where I'm gonna like fucking talk, and I'm gonna like twice a week. I think it is panning out for the most part, but this finals with school, it was just really hard to get together because the inevitable always happens. People drop, you record so many pre-recorded episodes and you run out, and then you gotta catch up. All that shit. Insider baseball, people. One thing I wanted to just mention that I find kind of hilarious. I've always found it kind of hilarious, honestly, is the whole abortion thing. And I'm not like sitting here taking a side. I'm not here to do that at all. That's not the point of this rant. But like, it always is the thing where people just is the thing that defines them politically. That it just is really devolved into that. It's not actually about the issue of abortion anymore. I find it hilarious that it's how much of a shock it is that a GOP proposed bill would possibly have the thought of alleviating Roe v. Wade. Like, that is such a benign concept. Like, that would never come across anybody's mind. Oh, what? They're gonna try that? Again? The Republicans don't like abortion? What? What is going on? I'm gonna post on Facebook 50 times about it until everybody knows. It's really it's truly hilarious how people have they always make this such a personal thing. Just a reminder, it's my body. Okay. Nobody wants your body, but I'm glad it's yours. And I agree. I don't think that it's right for governments to say, tell people what they can do with that. Sort of thing. I do agree. I also think that it's stupid to get riled up about it in either perspective. Nobody is getting abortions anymore. We are at a lower rate than it ever was when this Roe v. Wade was first introduced. We were seeing a decline. Nobody's even having kids anymore, let alone having sex anymore. And it's from the Republican Christian angle, it's like the cherishedness of a child moral. It really is like, it's just an appeal to morality. That's really all it is. It's just a cheap appeal to morality. And it's I'm just saying, choose your battles, man. Choose when it's okay to get really upset. Do you really think that this whole, here's another really good question. Is this really a leak? Like, is this really an accident? Do you really believe that this thing was done accidentally? Or do you think it's maybe a perfectly timed, hey, we just had a really, crazy revealing correspondence dinner where Biden made an ass out of himself 100 million times once again. Oh, hey, Roe v. Wade. You're gonna lose out your Roe v. Wade, bro. So my point is, I'm not taking a stand. I'm saying choose your fucking battles. I just think it's funny going on Facebook, and because that's the whole thing with the podcast actually doing better now. I find myself on social media, which is dangerous. I've done surprisingly well. I feel like Molly's even giving me credit to this. I think there's something to saying, like, you know, don't feed the trolls, but like really don't feed anybody. If you post something, let it stay. Let's stay up. You know, if somebody really has a problem with that, they'll message you and you can deal with it offline. Yeah, like doing, and that was the whole thing when the whole race thing came down too. It's like I literally did not have the time or the will to like engage with every single person who was like going on this. Like, I love him, but like Lolo fucking does that all the time. Every time like somebody on the internet bashes, he like fucking will get into it with them on the chat, or not on the chat, the comments, and it's like, dude, like, you just gotta let them run, man. Yeah, you gotta let that shit run out, because you just gotta, like, it truly is as simple as just stepping away from it. Like, I don't know, and this is just me speaking from an angle where I don't really have that much of a social life, so maybe, you know, despite everything with the podcast, I don't really, you know, do much outside work and podcast and all that. So maybe this is my biased perspective. But, I mean, it really doesn't have an effect on you. You really just, like, if Facebook is bothering you, take it off your phone. Okay, hey, I'm taking this app off my phone today. TikTok, I haven't needed to take it off because I haven't really gotten that tech. That's kind of been the beauty of TikTok too, and that's honestly been a source of entertainment, is posting all these clips and seeing people just like flip the fuck out over like Rick Stewart talking about minimum wage. And like it's funny because none of it has been targeted at me. So it's literally just me posting like content and just watching the world like unfurl to it. It's like, it's a hilarious and great thing all at the same time, and it truly is like, it's giving me like an addicting level of entertainment. It's really dangerous. Who knows? In a year, I may be Kim Kardashian level, calling everybody a cunt and demanding the world suck my dick. Who knows? Who knows where we'll be at? All right, I'm gonna wrap this up because my throat's already fucking killing. This is the shortest, lamest, most pathetic episode ever. I apologize. I blame the educational system. I blame Kim Reynolds. One last thing I want to mention before we wrap up. New policy with the guests. So we're gonna have to institute some sort of late policy. If you're coming on the show, and if you're late, 10 minutes late, then we're just going to start without you and have you hop on at some point. We're going to just have to tell people that in the get-go. And we're also just going to have to stricten up the, because we can't have people just, I've realized there's a loophole in, having people be like, hey, you're homies with Coleman, can get me on the show. Like, I'm fine with that to an extent, but when it gets abused, so yeah, I mean, I guess what I'm saying is, like, with things getting, but with more things coming with this show, things are going to tighten up on that aspect. So, I mean, the people who are the homies, they're good, but, I don't even know why I'm fucking mentioning it. That's honestly probably not even something I should be talking about on the podcast. I don't even know why I wrote it down. Coleman, you're a fucking idiot! Oh, fuck. All right. Everybody, we'll be back in a few days. Saturday. We're going to be live, actually. Well, I don't want to say that because I always say that, and then, like, 70% of the time the episode never actually happens. So, but we will be back at some point. So, all right. Stay tuned, everybody. Peace.